Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connector. I'm your host Sam, and we are back again with another one. We were taken out of the FA Cup with a team called Plymouth, who by the way have been confirmed to be playing against Man City in their second round of, or is it round 3 now of the FA Cup? I'm not really sure. I think that's it. But yes, so yesterday I think I lost it. But before that, I want to give you an idea of what I'm going to be doing in this video, so that maybe if you don't want to waste your time, you can move on or whatever. I'm going to talk about a little bit of my other idea now, what I think about Liverpool going out of the FA Cup. I'm going to talk about, of course, the Manchester City Real Madrid game that is going to be played today. And also I'm going to talk about, and I think it is really important, just talk about the what we can prepare as we go forward. Us now coming back from there on hot weather training and stuff like that, exactly what we can prepare and what is going to be happening going forward. So click the like button, subscribe to connect. Of course, there's going to be more, but it will come as we go. But let's start talking about Liverpool going out of the FA Cup. Of course, I think this was the biggest surprise of the FA Cup round, and so many people have been calling Slot maybe disrespected Liverpool, disrespected the competition a bit. They've been talking about how arrogant he has been, and I think I just lost it. For me, when you pull me from with the rest of the people, I just lost it. I said a lot of things, but we're gonna put what I said aside. But we're gonna look at how maybe, just maybe, how this could have been a good thing for Liverpool. The reason why I'm saying it's going to be good, could have been a good thing for Liverpool, because I think yesterday we got to see exactly the depth of Liverpool when it comes to how this season is going as a whole. We got to see how what we expect as the team that can carry us out, the depth that can help us whenever we are in trouble with injuries, how far they can go. Because if you look at that team, you had your Jotas, you had your Chiesas, you had your Diaz, Nunes came in at some point. You also had, of course, your Gomez, Constantine Tsimikas. You had, I'm talking about only the guys who are in the senior squad. That you have Elliott. So those, whenever you look at them, those are some big players. Those are some big players for Liverpool, in which you would expect that they would rise to the occasion playing against a team like this. And yet we are here talking about a Liverpool loss. And I believe that is very important to highlight, because if this is gonna be the team, some of the players that find themselves into the main squad is because maybe some of our players are injured or some players are not fit to continue. Then you should be concerned. The reason why I'm saying you should be concerned is because that shows that we are not as strong as we really think we are. We were shouting for, some people were shouting for a quad. I don't think I've ever talked about a quad in this video, but some people were shouting for a quad. And yesterday, to really tell you the reason why it was not possible, because Liverpool are not strong. You understand that we have not made a signing, a clear signing for the past 2-3 transfer windows, and that the only guy we signed is Chiesa, and I think we can all see what he's gonna be offering us. He's gonna be running, he's gonna be doing what, but while we need the goals, taking control, being the senior lead, he's not really offered us that. And I think it's really important to highlight on that, because if he's not able to offer us that right now, then what can we expect from him to do? Because that's all what we need, and I was not able to do. And it's not his fault, really, to be honest, because you have to understand that this guy was not playing, and after the ACL injury, Federico Chiesa, to be honest, is no longer the same Fede we knew. Is no longer the player that we fell in love with, and the guy that we enjoyed to watch in terms of the Premier League and everything that was happening. And now I just wondered to myself, because we're out of the FA Cup, is that not a blessing in disguise? Because If we're not even able to stand up by a team that is in lower division with our third team or second team, I think it was our second team, how can we keep continuing to fight on all the forefront? Remember, you have to understand we're already in the final of the Carabao Cup, and because of that, I think we need to be clear with ourselves that maybe it's not gonna be that easy as we expected. Maybe it's not gonna come as easy as we saw it in our eyes. Maybe we still have to work on a lot of things. Maybe we still have to change as a team because right now what we are offering does not help the team. So that's what I feel like. The truth of the matter, what this just revealed was this: Liverpool are not as strong as we think they are. And maybe let's hope, because they are making a fuss about the transfer window, they can actually do some business for a whole. Because we are hearing Arsenal fans complaining about not doing businesses. We have not seen businesses at all in terms of signing players. So what, we are actually in a worse state than what we just have to think that the team that was built by Klopp in the summer, the season before, the season of 2022-2023 season, no, 2024-2022-2023 season, or is it 2023-2024 season, left us in a position which was better, and we still can smile about that, right? It has helped to go to 2025 with Arne Slot because he has offered something new. And I just wonder if we are going to be playing the likes of McAllister, the likes of Soboslai, the likes of Curtis Jones, the likes of all those ones every single time, then we are not ready for what we are really asking for. And of course, I have to come back to the manager. I felt like the only thing that I can only hold accountable to the manager of Liverpool is how he took time to make the decisions of putting the players in the squad. I thought Rio should have been in the game. He showed us some amazing moves the last time, and I think he could have changed that game. So that's the only thing that I really put some critic on. Of course, the likes of Luis Diaz were in the game, and he thought that as they are the senior players, they'll rise, but they didn't. They didn't. They folded. It's not their fault. Diaz, I thought of all the players that were in there, was going to be the leader, yet nope, he wasn't. He wasn't. So I can talk so much about this. I can keep making noise about this, but the truth of the matter is that we just folded. We lost the game, and we deserve to lose. Now let's move on and see what we can do in the last three competitions that are left, because that's the only thing that I feel in that it's really clear that with the decisions that the manager made in the FA Cup is prioritizing winning the Premier League first, then the rest comes, which brings me to talk about Arsenal. So Arsenal have been gone for, I think, since last week Thursday. They've been on the hot summer training, and we are seeing some pictures of the likes of El Nene visiting them on the camp as they prepare and stuff like that. But the interesting part about Arsenal, when I talk about them, is they are getting enough training, which is important, I think, which is important for them. And I'm looking at their games here that are coming close. And usually, whenever they come back from these types of trainings, they are always a house on fire. They always prove that they are a different squad. They always play differently, and they always win games. But now I'm looking at their games that are coming up. They're going to be playing Leicester. They're going to be playing West Ham. They're going to be playing Nottingham Forest. They're going to be playing United. By the way, Nottingham Forest were also in that whole training summer as well. They're going to be playing United, then Chelsea. It's going to be announced. Then the Fulham, then Everton. If you look at all those games that I've just mentioned to reach to Everton, I do believe, how many games are there? Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me just take to Brentford, Ipswich, then Crystal Palace. Of all these games, I'm believing that Arsenal can go in a run and win almost all of those games. Maybe draw 2 Nottingham Forest and United and Chelsea, maybe 2 or 1. But I think they can go on a run. Hence why it is important that Liverpool find a way to perform, because if you look at ours, if you look at how Liverpool's next 5 games are set up, and they, I don't want to lie to you, it's looking crazy right now. Liverpool's next 5 games, and that's including, by the way, the Carabao Cup, which we're going to be playing against Newcastle. That's the final. if you look at the next 5 games of Liverpool that are being played in 15 days, by the way, in 15 games, so it means each and every game is being played every 3 days or maybe 4 days. We have Wolves. No, we have Everton, which is tomorrow, by the way. We have Wolves, we have Aston Villa, we have City, we have Newcastle, we have Southampton, we have Everton again, we have Fulham, then we have West Ham and Dazon. So those are not easy games. They are very, very tricky, and it's important that we win that Everton game because that helps us to at least create that gap between us and Arsenal, because Arsenal's next games that are coming, they're going to be a walk in the park for them, especially coming from that training, and mentally they'll be refreshed. We all know, of course, Mikel Arteta will be making them, it's tricking them with some people who will be stealing funds from them and professional stealers and stuff like that just to get them there. We get that. He does that a lot. But you can understand how it's a bit interesting in terms of how the situation looks like now when we look at where we are going next. So it's important that Liverpool are ready, and hence why maybe the manager did not put the full team, and hence why I cannot blame him for not putting the full team. The team that was there should have stepped up, and they didn't, and that was the letdown. In terms of Arsenal, we'll just come and see what happens when they go. But anyway, the other thing that I'm here to talk about is the Champions League. The knockout rounds have actually beginning tonight, and it's gonna be some interesting mouth-watering clashes that we're gonna be watching, and I'm really ready for them because, of course, there will be some interesting, games that comes out at the end of the day, and we'll see who actually takes the win, who actually loses the games, because that's what we're all here for, and I always enjoy these types of games. So I'm gonna be really active for this one. The first one that I need to tell you, Brest, PSG, they're going to be playing against Brest, and it's going to be interesting to see how the game goes on. Like, we also have Sporting playing against Dortmund. All games played today. Then Juventus are playing against PSV. Then the big one, and I think the one that the whole eyes of the world will be Manchester City versus Real Madrid. It's going to be played at the City Ground, of course, at the Etihad. And when you think about it, I actually thought that maybe City were going to be the ones that goes away, who will be hosting Madrid in the second round of this game. Because remember, there's like home and away type of match. It's a home and away type of match. So it's going to be crazy this season. I can't wait to see how the game goes on. But I'm thinking, and that's really important. If Pep Guardiola wants to have an idea or an identity over whatever that happens today, he has to win today's game. The reason why he has to win today's game is because Santiago Bernabeu, we all know, this is the home of the champions, and Madrid gets dangerous as they continue getting into the competition of the Champions League. And now where they are very, very close. They can feel that they are at a position which they can turn everything around, make it so difficult for so many people. So it's going to be interesting how City actually goes with this game, because don't be surprised, and I will not be surprised about this. Don't be surprised Madrid loses this game today and they go turn everything at the Santiago Bernabeu. So Manchester City have to come up with an opportunity. They have to come up with a way of winning the games and making sure that they open up the gap before moving on to the next round, because at the Bernabeu, it's a different outgo. Of course, everyone remember the 4 years, I think is it last 4 seasons or the last 2 seasons back, where Manchester City destroyed Real Madrid. That was a destruction. I remember they beat them by 4 goals to 0, and Madrid, I don't remember having any control over what was happening in the game. And I just think about it. Can they have something, to that situation, something like that? Can they have that control again, Manchester City, to play the game? All those are questions that we need to find answers for. But as for now, people, I'm excited over what's going to be happening. My prediction is that PSG beat Brest, Sporting, and Dortmund will end up in a draw. I think it's going to be a 1-1, which makes the second clash even more exciting. Then PSV versus Juventus. I think Juve will win this game by 2 goals to 0. And Man City, they must win. 3 goals to 1. That's my prediction. They must win. three, because if they have to win by 3 goals to nil, because if they make it 3 goals to 1, Real Madrid are still in the clash. Anyway, people, thank you very much for watching. I've been your host, Sam, and I'll see you on another one later on today when we do our match reactions of the games that should have been played. And I'm just excited. I'm just excited. Oh, the last thing that I wanted to talk about before I leave. How is that Ange Postecoglou is still the manager of Tottenham Hotspurs? We were told by people who always act like they're very close to Tottenham Hotspur that Ange Postecoglou, if he loses the game against Liverpool and loses against Aston Villa, he'll be sacked as the manager. And yet here we are, and the guy is not yet sacked. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Maybe Daniel Levy is afraid of taking those decisions, making that decisions he looked like he was gonna do. Anyway, none of my business after all. Thank you very much for watching. I've been your host, Sam, and we'll see you on another one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll never miss another video. We are out. Peace. Subscribe to the Connect.